I run and hide in the roses and the wine. I taste the rays of the morning, morning sunshine. I find the tree that holds all of my wisdom. I watch it burn and send a light into the kingdom. And if I find the path that leads to the ever after, I'll hear the echoes of the angels' laughter. And if I find the path that leads to the ever after, I'll hear the minutes are hours and the hours have no end. I am running faster to escape the message you send. And if I find the path that leads to the ever after, I'll hear the echoes of the angels' laughter. And if I find the path that leads to the ever after, I'll hear the
Rose Chronicles from CFNY 102.1. The band is performing tomorrow evening at Lee's Palace. And let me see if I can introduce you. We've got Steve, we've got Judd, we've got Kristy and Rich. Got it right? And of course, you'll recognize Steve immediately from the NC-17 shirt, which is obviously very popular in this town. So, cool. Now, you're doing an in-store tomorrow at Sam's as well at noon. And you did an in-store, I guess, in Buffalo. We were talking about off mic that wasn't maybe the greatest moment on the job, and I suppose it's probably typical of a first major tour like this that you're ending up having things that are going really great and maybe things that are, not working out quite as planned.
Yeah, we're trying to find, how we'd like to do an in-store and, come across still as Rose Chronicles and hopefully not flail on an acoustic.
Well, certainly in Toronto, the recognition level of your group would be fairly high because the record came out. Of course, the EP came out before that. But are you finding it consistent across the country? Or is there a buzz about the group that's sort of manifesting itself in different ways?
It really, there seems to be pockets due to things like, we have noticed the sort of sphere of this station, actually, like even people that come out west, my relatives and stuff, they all know of the station, they've heard us on that. That's where most people that we've come across in this area have heard of us, either that or the video that was on Much Music. Right. But yeah, there is some cities where it seems like it's more of a, an underground sort of thing, like people have heard about it through, maybe college-type press or something like that, as opposed to actually hearing it on the radio.
Which is probably a nice thing, too, from a live point of view, because there aren't as many preconceptions about a group. I mean, it's a little bit more open for you to, go in and just sort of do the show.
Well, exactly. Like, one of our big sort of hang-ups is we really don't like when people go, they sound like this, but with a touch of this artist and a touch of that artist, and we really would, our answer to, when people say, what do you sound like, or even what kind of music do you play, we'd rather people just listen to it.
Sure.
Like, I'd rather them hear it first and then go, ask their questions from that point. There's really only one way to ever judge a band or decide what they sound like, and that's to listen to them. And
that's true. That's true. We were speaking with the Rose Chronicles, and you can too if you like. The phone lines are open at 870-EDGE locally, or 1-800-461-1021. It's a toll-free call from out of town, and that includes you folks in Western New York as well. And we should mention also that you're signed to the network label, which is another thing that has a fairly high profile in this country, and of course through Sarah McLachlan, but a lot of other groups have been on that label. And one of the nice things about it, certainly it seems in dealing with artists, is that there's a real sense of family about that label. Tell me a little bit about how it came to be, because there's kind of an interesting story about how the group first made the connection with the label. Kristy?
Well, we'd only been playing together actually with Judd for a couple of months, and we booked a gig, and it was like our third show. It was a showcase show, and Network found out about us playing there through another band a guy from a band called DSK. He told Network he thought that we were a Network band, so they should go check us out. And they went to check us out, and Mark Jowett, one of the A&R guys, talked to us afterwards and wanted to do demos with us, and that's where it sort of started. Then we started talking about negotiating a record deal.
Right.
At that point, we didn't even have a demo tape of our own, really. Like, we had pretty much a glorified Ghetto Blaster recording, but we didn't have anything to show them recorded, so we actually started the relationship with a demo recording process to see, maybe we're not quite the same on tape, sort of thing. But
being like what you said, a network band is sort of like there's a certain sound or something you might associate as being comfortable on that label.
Something that complements, I guess, they don't have any Bon Jovi type acts or anything on their label, so, it's a certain genre that they keep. And I think they're picky about who they sign, too. They don't just sign a bunch of bands and then drop them.
Right. But sort of getting back to something you said, Steve, has that been maybe one of those things that sort of fueled the flames of these comparisons that you found, that people do have preconceptions about Network?
Yeah. There is some easy comparisons to be made with artists on our label, but that's, I think that's a part of why we're on that label is also a function as to our location and things like that. These things aren't like they're trying to rack up a bunch of bands that sound the same. There's a lot of differences between us. There's no one Network band that you could go, everything across the board sounds that similar. There really isn't that. There's hardly any Network bands that really play with a full band. Most of it's electronic. I think a lot of people aren't aware of some of the artists that do more work in the States, for one thing, and maybe in the sort of underground, like rap type area or something like that.
Right. We were speaking with the Rose Chronicles. They're performing tomorrow evening at Lee's Palace and also doing an in-store at Sam's in the afternoon. We're going to hear some more music, but we have a couple callers on the line, so why don't we get to that first? We have Chris on the line. Hi, Chris, you have a question for Rose Chronicles?
I was just wondering when they plan on coming back, because when I found out that they were coming, I'd heard them, and I know that they're out west based, and I wanted them to come back, but I can't go.
Come back where?
Here.
To Toronto.
To Toronto?
Really, like a bunch of friends of mine really like your sound. It's unique.
Well, we haven't yet played a show here. Like we can't come back until we get there first. We're playing tomorrow at East Palace.
It's not an all ages show.
Oh, okay.
Well, you can come to Sam's.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the in-store at Sam's tomorrow at noon.
Sorry, I didn't even know about that.
Okay, yeah, there's an in-store at Sam's tomorrow at noon.
Right. See, that's one of the unfortunate things that's really beyond a band's control, is whether or not a show is all ages or not. That's pretty much up to the club and the promoters.
Yeah.
We that's not necessarily true. We are consulted as to what some of the shows and things are, but sometimes there just isn't the option to do that. But that's something we want to do. We definitely won't want to cater to all audiences, so I'm sure someday we'll be coming back maybe this year.
Right. Well, thank you for your call, Chris. And the in-store is at Sam's on Yonge Street starting at noon tomorrow. We're going to take one more call before we hear some more music. We have Nathan on the line from Guelph. Hi, Nathan.
Hi.
Question for Rose Chronicles.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of not like the other ones. It's kind of bland, actually. The hidden track
Yeah.
on your CD, what's it called, actually?
It's a different version of Visions, which is on the album. It's just something that has been remixed.
Oh, because it's very well done. Your CD is amazing. I love it. And then
Thank you.
Kristy has such an amazing voice.
Thanks.
Great. Thanks a lot.